Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some big things to cover. Pokémon Works has just been revealed. This could have a massive impact on Pokemon going forward. We also have some new rumors to go over about Pokemon Legends EA, some new Pokemon Go updates. There's a lot of stuff to break down and get into today. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's take a look at Pokemon Works. This has just been trademarked in Japan and it could have massive impacts on how Pokemon kind of do things in the near future. So we have Kalos here tweeting out saying the Pokemon Company has filed a new trademark in Japan called Pokemon Works. It should be noted that this is a new division which is located in the same building as Ilka in the district of Tokyo. So what kind of implications does this have for Pokemon? Well, it looks like it's going to be some sort of new dev team that could also be working on Pokemon games alongside Game Freak, alongside Ilka, and it just looks like they're kind of expanding the workforce and stuff like that. We also have Pokemon Center here tweeting out about it, saying Ilka and the Pokemon Company potentially teaming up to form a new studio, Pokemon Works. It has been discovered that the Pokemon Company has registered a new subsidiary company called Pokemon Works. The only thing known about it so far is that it is located in the same building as Ilka. Considering their collaborations in the past, we can speculate that Pokemon Works is a new support studio, which will help Game Freak develop games in the future and has staff from Ilka. And then we also have a little bit more information to go over about this as well, in regards to what Centro Leaks has posted, saying the Pokemon Company has registered a new subsidiary called Pokemon Works and it's located in the same building as Ilka. We have no idea what this is about, but we can speculate that the Pokemon Company and Ilka have set up a support studio to help Game Freak develop new games in the future. So, why is this a good thing? So, if our speculation is accurate, then it means that we get more staff for the main series games, and obviously more staff means more people are working on it, which hopefully means better games. So this is like actually a massive positive in terms of production and stuff like that for futuristic Pokemon games or Pokemon games in the future. This also means a tighter control by the Pokemon Company over the borrowed staff from Ilka. So Game Freak are basically going to be able to kind of watch over how these things are being created, how the progress is going and stuff like that, which is, I guess, a good thing as well. It's what you really, really want. And then the future smaller games can be developed entirely by Pokemon Works, leaving Game Freak with more time for the bigger games. So again, this is all speculation at the end of the day, but what this means is that with more people working on these games, like the spin-off games and the remakes and stuff like that, it gives Game Freak themselves more time to work on the bigger games. And it honestly wouldn't surprise me if from now on in the future every remake is just made by like Ilka or Pokemon Works or these the kind of subsidiary staff and stuff like that, and the Game Freak are solely just going to work on like Legends games and new gen games and stuff like that. I just generally wouldn't be surprised. And I know that obviously a lot of people did not like BDSP, which was made by Ilka. Obviously Pokemon Homes had a lot of problems, which was also kind of made by Ilka. They don't have a great track record in terms of things that they've worked on for the Pokemon Company. But at the same time, like if you think of BDSP, you know, I don't think that's necessarily Ilka's fault. You know, they didn't have a lot of time to work on it. It wasn't their idea to do like the chibi stuff and everything like that. Like that was all Game Freak. So I know that Ilka took the heat on that, but again, that wasn't their fault. Obviously all the bugs and the cloning and stuff like that, yes, fair enough. That was Ilka's fault. It was very unfinished when they did release BDSP, but again, they didn't have a lot of time to work on it. I feel like now that they've got more staff and stuff like that, it does really, really help the kind of production. And again, we may get a new game this year. It's kind of likely that we are going to get something, and it might be made by Ilka. You know, it could be Gen 2 remakes, could be Gen 5 remakes, and if that does get announced and that does get revealed, a lot of people might be rolling their eyes at it, but I feel like they would have had a lot more time to work on it this time, and I think it would be a lot better. And again, I don't think it's going to be chibi and stuff like that. I think it generally could just be really, really good remakes. We do also have Jared Merrick talking about this as well, saying the Pokemon Company in Japan have set up a new subsidiary, Pokemon Works. The trademark just got pushed and the company was registered a week ago. No idea what the company is for at this time. We'll let you all know. And the company is set up in Tokyo, the same building as Ilka, and then sounds like a subsidiary for spin-off development, more likely for support than spin-off dev. So again, support for games and things they are working on. So it is a massive positive, you know, like it just means that there's more people working on the Pokemon games now, which I feel like they needed, you know, and they have in the past said that they've heard us, you know, the games like Scarlet and Violet, that there was issues there, that like they've at least acknowledged that, and maybe this is because and maybe that is because they are now bringing in more staff and stuff to work on games and kind of help these things. Like Game Freak are obviously the main kind of people that work on Pokemon games. They have outsourced Pokemon games for a very long time. You know, Ilka is kind of like the main ones, but you know, they outsourced Pokemon Coliseum, Mystery Dungeon, all these different games, all these spin-off games. It's just that Ilka was like the first outsourced game that worked on a main series. So the fact that like they are now getting more and people like working on the games and stuff, I just think that, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if remakes are just now made by outsourced companies and Game Freak just work on the main series, you know, and that very well could be the case, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think that's absolutely fine. Of course, we have covered this in the past. I went over it in a video recently where we kind of just spoke about why it's likely we are going to be seeing a new game this year and how they haven't really skipped anything. This obviously was a post by Yorodon, you know, saying a lot of people are now saying that our leakers lied about Black and White remakes, and like everyone's forgetting that mid-gen games getting announced on Pokemon Day is an anomaly. The only time it's happened, it was tied to a Legends game. And again, we've had remakes in the past that were all announced after Pokemon Day. You know, we had Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that was announced on May the 7th. On June the 6th, Pokemon Ultra Sun Ultra Moon were announced. On May the 30th, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was announced. The only time we've had a remake announced on Pokemon Day was, you know, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and that was because it had to get paired with Legends Arceus. Because I feel like if they just showed BDSP, it would have been really, really bad. Like, Legends Arceus really saved that Pokemon Presents, and maybe, you know, they could have done something similar this time, but obviously, I highly doubt we're going to get a remake of Gen 6. So they obviously showcase these at the same time because it's a Legends game in Sinnoh and it's a remake of Sinnoh, so obviously that makes sense. But if they make a remake of like Gen 2 or Gen 5, it wouldn't really make sense to announce that at the same time as a Pokemon Legends ZA. And again, I honestly believe that they've done this in a really smart marketing way, where if they announce Pokemon Legends ZA for 2025, that's going to send the whole community in shock, like, oh my god, we're not getting a Pokemon game this year, you know, what's going to happen? And then if they announce a Pokemon game later down the line, everyone's going to be like, really relieved that we're going to get a game, and then they're going to go out and buy it. I think it's a really smart marketing plot from Pokemon. And again, as I say, Pokemon's been out for like 28 years now. They've only missed a year of Pokemon games like twice or something, which was 1997 and 2001. So it's just heavily unlikely that they're going to like just miss a new Pokemon game. It's very much like Call of Duty or like FIFA or something like that, where they just pump out a game every year. And I get that like they haven't been as good lately in terms of the bugs and stuff like that, but you got to think that Game Freak are just working on Legends ZA. You know, they're not working on anything else, otherwise they would have announced it. But of course, if Ilka are working on a Gen 2 or a Gen 5 remake, that could easily get announced at a later date. Legends ZA should be really good because they've had a lot of time to work on it. They've had all of this year. And then basically last year, obviously, they did the DLC, but that wasn't like a massive new game or anything. So I'm expecting Legends ZA to be really, really good, even though it is just based in one city. But yeah, all in all, really, really good news about Pokemon Works. We'll have to see what happens. Again, I don't think they're going to be affecting this year or anything like that. Like, this will probably come into tuition like in a couple of years or something, or maybe help with those games. I mean, they'll probably be working on games now, but I don't know if they'll be working on games that would get announced this year, if that makes sense. But either way, Pokemon Works, very, very good. Very exciting stuff. Moving on, we do have some new Pokemon Go updates to take a look at. We have this new event that's just been announced. So Cerebi update, the Pokemon Go Verdant Wonders event has been announced. Adds Cottony in an outfit and Shiny Flabébé into the game. It runs from March the 21st through to March the 25th. So these are all the different things that are going to be happening during this event if you are a fan of Pokemon Go. So trainers getting ready for swinging to adventure in Pokemon Go, encounter Zarude, the rogue monkey Pokemon, in an exclusive special research story, Rogue of the Jungle, during the Verdant Wonders event from March 21st at 10 AM to March 25th at 8 PM local time. So this is the Verdant Wonders. If you're lucky, obviously you might encounter a shiny one. We've got new outfits, Zarude obviously in the game, which is really, really nice. We do also have special research as well. So Zarude encounter, increased incense encounters, 6 pineapple berries, 2 premium battle passes, 5 rare candies. Obviously these Pokemon debuts like the outfits and stuff like that. We do also have all these Pokemon which have boosted encounter rates, and also they have shiny chances as well. We do also have some trainers might even encounter the following as well. I think this is like special research, but yeah, Pansage, Pansear, and Pampor obviously like region exclusive and stuff, so that's going to be really cool that they're in the game. And also shiny Zoro as well, which is really nice. And then also field research task encounters. You can also get the monkeys through this as well. And then a few other Pokemon as well. There's Pokestop showcases, collection challenges, everything like that. Just a nice little event for Pokemon Go. Moving on, we also have this new event as well, which has been announced for tomorrow. This was actually announced on the 8th of March. I have been away though, which is why I haven't already covered this, but this is actually coming out tomorrow, so it's kind of timed very well. It's quite nice that this was timed really well as well. Like, I got back yesterday, and then this came out yesterday as well, this like big Pokemon Works thing. But anyway, we have a new mystery gift that's going to be available tomorrow. We have PokeExperto here tweeting out saying, new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet mystery gift event revealed. Yosobi's Pawmot, who knows Electro Palm, Spark, Quick Attack, and Static Cheek. Obviously, that's been translated badly, but yeah, they are the moves that it's going to have. The code is revealed on March the 13th to celebrate the release of the Pokemon collaboration theme CD with Yosobi. So yeah, it's going to be a really cool kind of Cherish Ball Pawmot. It's not shiny or anything like that, but it's going to be a nice little Pokemon that we are going to be able to redeem tomorrow on the 13th of March. So that's all of that. Let's finish today's video off with a good old spicy rumor. This was posted on the 8th of March, and again, like I say, I've been away, so I haven't had the chance to cover any rumors or anything like that, but we do have this rumor here posted by Anonymous. It's titled PLZA Details. Again, this was posted on 4chan. Take it with a massive grain of salt, but you never know. Anyway, they say, hello, I'm friends with a leaker from a Chinese forum and can share a few things that I've heard about Pokemon Legends Z2A. So the big bad is a legendary Pokemon. So I'm assuming that's like the evil legendary or something like that. So like the big baddie or like the big evil creature, whatever. It's a legendary Pokemon named something like Asteries or something. So grass and dragon, apparently not the greatest typing, 4 times weak to ice, stuff like that. It's forcing Pokemon to mega evolve throughout the region, terrorizing nature, so region inhabitants are building a bigger city to house more Pokemon and people. So that's kind of the idea as to why they are building Lumiose City in the way that they are, so they can live in harmony with Pokemon. It's because this big old legendary is attacking everything, so they're wanting to build like a bit of a fortress, really, which is Lumiose City. 50 Mega Evolutions in-game, but Delphox and Greninja are the only new ones. Off the top of my head, I don't know if we already have 48 Mega Evolutions. I feel like that number is a little bit too big. Especially when, Delphox and Greninja are the only new ones. Also, that would be really weird. Like, why would Chestnut not get a Mega Evolution? That just sounds super dumb in my opinion. If anything, it would be Delphox and Chestnut being the only ones to get one, because we already have Ash Greninja. But yeah, 50 Mega Evolutions in the game, apparently. And yeah, Delphox and Greninja are the only new ones. That would very much suck, but we'll read on. Lots of new regional variant Pokemon, including a Fairy Gumshoos with a hair and a comb. So this room is talking about how we're going to get regional forms and stuff in Pokemon Legends ZA. Again, I personally don't think we're going to be seeing regional forms. I don't think that Legends ZA is going to be set that far in the past. Like Legends Arceus was obviously a little bit different because that was set like really far back in the past. So Weirdeer and Pokemon like that, Cleavor, make a little bit of sense. But if this is only set like 50 to 100 years in the past, probably not going to get any regional forms really, because obviously they would have still been in the game when like obviously Pokemon X and Y came out. So yeah, I don't think we're going to get any regional forms. I think we're just going to get Mega Evolutions. Personally, that's just my 2 cents on it. But either way, apparently we're getting lots of regional variant forms, and one of them is going to be a Fairy type Gumshoos with a hair and a comb. And Amaris from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet makes an appearance. I don't know why that makes any kind of sense, because this is set in the past, and she would not be alive at that point, because how old is she in the Indigo Disc? I don't know, probably not that old. What, like 15 maybe? I don't know why she's going to be alive, like whenever, how far this is set in the past, unless this is like an ancestor or something. I don't really know, but yeah, apparently she makes an appearance. Then goes on to say Zygarde almost has nothing to do with the game and is a post-game choosable fight. You collect cells and battle a giant one when you're atop Prison Tower. So again, that doesn't sound likely either. The game is literally Pokemon Legends ZA. Like, the Z has to stand for Zygarde. We know the A stands for Alpha, which could be Alpha Zygarde. I don't think that Zygarde's going to get a new form, but I do think we are going to have to collect cells and stuff like that. I think that's going to be very similar to the Wisps and the Spiritomb situation in Pokemon Legends Arceus, but I don't think that Zygarde's going to have nothing to do with the story. But I guess in this case, if this big bad legendary, this grass dragon type, was terrorizing the city, then maybe Zygarde wouldn't have much to do with the city. But I think Zygarde is going to have a lot to do with the game, and I also think Xerneas and Yveltal are also going to get, like, forms, and they don't really go into anything about Yveltal or Xerneas in this rumor so far. But yeah, apparently you collect cells and you battle a giant one when you're on top of Prison Tower. Starter Pokemon are Totodile, Litten, and Snivy. Litten makes, I guess, a little bit of sense because of the whole, like, cat situation in Paris. Snivy makes a lot of sense. Totodile, I don't think really makes that much sense. I'd much rather expect to see Piplup as the starter if it's not the Generation 6 starters, just because of Napoleon, all that stuff. You can craft Mega Stones. I think that could very well be the case in this game. Like, if there is crafting, again, we don't know if they're going to have, like, the Hisuian Pokeballs or anything like that in this game. There's going to be a new type of Pokeball, or we're just going to be able to craft, like, normal Pokeballs. But yeah, I think being able to craft Mega Stones, you know, it might be a thing. It might be, like, talking about how Mega Evolution began and stuff, and, you know, maybe they are able to be craftable or something because there's certain materials that we can use. And then it says most quality of life of past Legends game returns. So there's going to be, I'm assuming, a lot of the features in Legends Arceus returning in Pokemon Legends EA, which I hope is the case, and I really want to be the case. Like, I would love mass release. I would like the shiny sparkle. I would like Pokemon trying to attack you. I want that real-time combat. We know it's going to be an action-adventure RPG. That's already been confirmed, so it does play like Legends Arceus, but I do also want a lot of the features in Legends Arceus in Pokemon Legends EA as well, which I expect to be the case. Like, I don't think they're going to move away from the Legends formula. It's clearly something that they are going to be, like, carrying on, and it had really, really good feedback as well, so I don't know why they would change anything about that. There's 5 diverse biomes similar to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. One of them has a giant tree that you can climb. Branches yield fairy Pokemon. So 5 diverse biomes. Again, I'm assuming that's where you'd be able to catch Pokemon and stuff like that. Like, I'm assuming you can catch Pokemon in the actual city itself, because we've seen that in the trailer. Like, we've seen someone trying to catch, like, a Dragonair or something. But I think there will be, like, more Pokemon on the outskirts of the city, which is still in Lumiose, but I think there will be, not necessarily biomes, but, like, just patches of grass around the city or something like that. But again, we'll have to see how it works. I am expecting time travel and stuff to allow more Pokemon in the game, but again, we'll have to see what happens. And then game has 5 Novas instead of gym leaders, so they would be, I'm assuming, the strong trainers of the city. And again, it looks like there are 5 circular kind of important kind of points of interest on the map of Lumiose, or at least that we've seen so far in Legends EA. And I'm expecting all of them to have some sort of big fight, whether that be a noble fight or like a gym fight. And then I'm assuming something happens to Prison Tower, and that's where, like, the final battle is. So maybe there is a legendary attack in the city or something, and we fight him on top of Prison Tower. It's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, apparently there's going to be 5 kind of, like, difficult trainers or difficult people to beat. And that's all I know, sadly. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that realistic. There's a few things that I just don't really think are going to be the case at all. Like, I don't know why only Delphox and Greninja would get a new Mega Evolution. It makes absolutely no sense. Very harsh on Chestnut. I know that this rumor is not saying that they're going to be the starters, but it just makes no sense, really. And it also doesn't say anything about these star Pokemon getting forms or Mega Evolutions or anything. And if they do carry on the same formula as Legends Arceus, then these Pokemon would have to get a form or a Mega Evolution or something like that. So yeah, I think this is highly, highly, highly unlikely. But let me know your thoughts on it. And let me know your thoughts on everything else that we covered today as well. Obviously, Pokemon Works being announced, or not announced, but I guess revealed, quote unquote, is a big thing for Pokemon. But let me know your thoughts on all of that. And then also, let me know your thoughts on, you know, Pokemon Go stuff, everything like that, and this rumor. But yeah, it's everything from me. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, like I say, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.